In this book, I talk about financial education and I talk a little bit about my journey and why what we're doing here tonight is so important to me is because of just how I grew up and the things that I did not know. And when it was time for me to go to college, I had 13 football offers, but I already had a knee injury in high school. And so I took an academic scholarship because my parents really couldn't afford to send me to school without some assistance. So, and that was back in 86. I kind of giving y'all a little hint of my age, back in 86. So you know what happens back then when you go to campus, right? You go to campus, you go to the student union. Who's in the student union? Credit card companies. They were lined up, right, to give you a credit card. I'd never seen a credit card in my life before, right? My parents paid cash for everything. And I got in line, got me a Sears and Roebuck credit card. Sears and Roebuck. Now, you got to be a certain age to remember Sears and Roebuck, right? And so I got me a Sears and Roebuck credit card, and I went down there, took my little Escort, went down to Sears and Roebuck, and I bought the biggest stereo that could fit in that car, right? And I put it in this little dorm room. And you know, I was so popular. I had the best stereo in the whole dorm, right? And then about 30 days later, I got this bill in the mail. I'm like, what is this, right? And fast forward, I met my lovely wife, Elisa, there at Western Michigan University, go Broncos in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And so let's fast forward. We graduated 5 years later and we moved to her hometown of Jackson, Michigan. And so she's studying for the CPA exam. And I know this, right? But it's our anniversary, you know, of going together, boyfriend, girlfriend. You understand what I'm saying? And so I said, well, let's go. And so, you know, and I was saying, she's like, well, I got to study for this test. And so I need my DJ back on the turn, the ones and twos or the ones or whatever you got over there. And so so I convinced her that we're going to go to the most fanciest restaurant in town, Red Lobster. So we go to Red Lobster, and on the way home, I said, well, I got to stop by my apartment. She said, yeah, you know I got to study for this test. I said, it's only going to take a minute, right? We got to stop by my apartment. And so what happened was I had the stereo that I bought with that Sears credit card, had it plugged into the wall, had the lights turned off, so that when she came in, come here, babe. So when she came in the apartment and she turned the light switch on, the lights came on dim and this song started playing. Oh, yeah. Brother had game, right? This song started playing. And so at that point, I reached around her. You can let that play a little while. That's kind of bringing back some memory. So I reached around her and I gave her a card. And the card said, congratulations on your engagement. And I wrote inside the card, will you marry me? And at that time, I reached around her and gave her the wedding ring. And that's how I proposed. Now, the moral of the story is I was still paying for the stereo because I didn't understand how credit worked, right? And so that's why I'm so passionate about financial literacy, is because we oftentimes don't learn those things and we don't know what we don't know.